So friends, my text sheet's coming around, and as it does, let's sing. We sing and then we learn. Yalla yalla la lilla yalla la lilla yalla la 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 yalla yalla la lilla yalla la lilla yalla la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Allah ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Allah ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. So friends, we're going to learn tonight in Chavruta, and this is the way it's going to work. We're going to learn a line from the Midrash, get into a quick Chavruta, and then come back together. So that's the first step. So everybody find either 2 or 3 people, one partner or 2 partners. So you might have to scooch a little bit to find a study partner, or you can stand up and find someone. There you go, there you go. Well done. Rabbis too, cantors too. You have a Chavruta? Okay. So you don't have an assignment yet, so let's look at the text. And the text is going to be different midrashim, some classic midrashim about Revelation. And so it's going to be a one-word answer you're going to discuss in your Chavruta, one-word answer. According to this midrash, Revelation is blank. So far, so good. According to this midrash, Revelation is blank. Right? So you have to figure out what that means. All right, and so let's look at the first one, and what we'll do is we're going to learn some classic midrashim about Revelation that every learned Jew should know, and we're going to allow the text to pass through us, not only with our eyes, but with our hearts and our souls, by discussing it, by integrating it into who we are and what we're about. Classic midrashim on Revelation. Here's the first one. Number 1. Shmot Rabbah, the Midrash on Sefer Shmot. All souls were present at Sinai. Kol hanafashot shenoadu livaled ve'af gerim. All souls destined to be born, including converts, amdu al har Sinai v'kiblu et Torah, stood at Mount Sinai and received the Torah. All souls there and destined to be born, and didn't even think about being born, don't have any bloodline association at all, were present, standing at Sinai. So according to this midrash, Revelation is blank. Chavruta, quick, 20 seconds. According to this midrash, Revelation is okay, we got to go fast. Okay, let's do it. So what I'm going to ask is if you have an answer, you can raise your hand. We'll go around quickly to survey the room. According to this midrash, not only were people who were present among that generation were there at Sinai, but future generations, including all those who are coming into the fold of Judaism, were present standing at Sinai. So according to this midrash, Revelation is on what? Unprovable. Okay, good. Inclusive. Right, completely inclusive. Predestined. Gorgeous. Universal. Complicated. Gorgeous. Rabbi Estes. What is particular? Huh. Is ongoing. Good. So all these are true, right? Ongoing, particular, unbelievable, right? Hard to believe. Hard to wrap our heads around. Improbable, is that what you were saying? So spirit, what's that? Spiritual. It wasn't just a physical manifestation, it was a spiritual manifestation. Beautiful. All souls were present at, so think about for that for a moment, what that means for us. Not only were the people who were there present, we were all present at Sinai. Metaphysical, transcendent moment that we can all access. The voice in 70 languages. Number 2, Kol Adonai Bakoach. So where's that from? Anybody? Kol Adonai. So pray, right? The prayer, the psalm we sing around the Torah. When we put the Torah back away, and on Friday nights before the Chadodi, Psalm 29. So what does it mean that God's voice is mighty? Here's what the Midrash says. The voice of God split into 70 languages. Hakol yotzeh v'nechalek l'shiv'im lashon, so that every nation could understand. So he talked about a particular, right? So this one we won't go into Chavruta. Let's just do it by hands. According to this Midrash, revelation is universal. Everyone can understand revelation. Everyone on earth is part of revelation. That spirit of Matan Torah, that spirit we're celebrating tonight, is not only for us, it's for everybody. It's for all the nations of the world. And the 70 nations means everybody, right? Everybody on earth can benefit from the 10 Commandments, from what it means to mistreat another person, what it means to be kind to each other, to love each other. Number 3, they saw the sounds. Ro'im et hakolot. So it's a very strange thing in Sefer Shemot when we receive the Torah. It says that we saw the voices. So what does it mean to see voices? Right? Ro'in et nishma b'shom'in et nir'ah. They saw what is heard and heard what is seen. Okay, so Chavruta, 20 seconds. All right, that's enough. Okay, let's come back together. So according to the Midrash, revelation is psychedelic, right? Beyond understanding, out of control, transcendent, omnipresent. Everything was happening at the same time, and it was beyond comprehension. It was psychedelic, right? It was this psychedelic experience where colors and sounds were all mixing together. Synesthesia, is that what it's called? Synesthesia, right? Where everything was happening at the same time, and senses were being mixed together. It was a miraculous, once in a lifetime, once in a generation, a one-time, thank you, once in a once event. The angels protest. What is human being doing among us? So when Moses went up to receive the Torah, he climbed Mount Sinai, and the Midrash says he crossed over into Shemaim. He crossed over into the heavens, right? A cloud descended, and you can imagine that once he got to the pinnacle, the peak of the mountain, he transcended into Shemaim, where the heavens are, where the angels are gathered. And they said, "What's that human being doing among us?" asked the angels. And Moses said, "Do you have an evil inclination? Do you have parents? Do you work?" The angel said, "We want the Torah." But Moshe said, "Wait a minute. The Torah is not for you. Why not? You don't have an evil inclination. You don't have parents. Why do we need parents to get the Torah? Honor thy parents, right? It doesn't make sense for someone who doesn't have parents to receive the Torah, or doesn't have the possibility of having parents. Do you work? What does it matter if you work? Shabbat, right? Because it's do not work. So the angels never work. So what good is the Torah to someone who never has work to do? An evil inclination, right? Because to be kind to one another, to love each other, to love the stranger as ourselves. The Torah is for humans. And so the angels understood at this moment that the Torah is for us. It's for you and I. It's here hidden under the veil of the ark, but it's really for us, right? The Torah crosses this boundary between heaven and earth. And here it is for us, especially when we take it down and we read the Torah and we love the Torah and we study the Torah here on Shavuot, we understand that the Torah is meant for us. So these are classic midrashim that everybody should know and understand. So far, we have that all souls were present at Sinai. The Torah was for everybody into 70 languages. It was this transcendental, psychedelic experience. And the angels protested, and the human beings won. Here we go. Each heard differently. Everyone who was gathered at Sinai, each heard their voice according to their capacity. Some heard an intense voice. Some heard a kind of a regular voice. Some heard a whisper. Everybody heard according to what they needed. The elders according to theirs. The youth according to theirs. This moment at Sinai was miraculous on so many levels. But according to this midrash, revelation is blank. Okay, let's go into Chavruta again. According to this midrash, that everyone heard according to their needs means that revelation was blank. Oh, so let's Chavruta first, and then we'll share. Okay, so according to this midrash, everyone who was there didn't hear it the same way. They heard it in different ways. So therefore, revelation is pedagogical, right? So a good teacher knows that people learn in different ways, and so need to hear the material and understand and learn the material in different ways. Rabbi Estes has the loudest voice in the room, I think. Yeah. And the best laugh, as we all know. Yes, according to this midrash, revelation is individualized, customized, understandable by everyone, not just the elite. Is personable, personal, beautiful. Okay, so that's one of our classic midrashim. The Torah is not just for the elite, very important to the rabbinic community. It's for everybody, and it has to be taught differently for different people, individualized and personal and pedagogical and inclusive. Their souls flew out. Kol dibur v'dibur sheyatza mipnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. With each and every word spoken by the Holy One, the souls of Israel left their bodies. It blew out our souls, right? This moment was so intense. This moment was so beautiful and powerful. It blew our souls out. And they say the first word, Anochi, with that aleph, our souls blew out, and then the angels helped us revive ourselves and hear the rest of the Ten Commandments. But this moment was so intense and so powerful, it changed the world, it blew out our souls, right, and made us who we are today. We're still hearing the reverberations of that moment. The fact that we're gathering here right now is proof of our being there at Sinai. It's proof of that powerful moment that was revelation. I should say, is revelation. Cosmic silence. Lo tziper tzipur, velo af of, velo saraf amar shira. No bird chirped, no fowl flew, no angel sang. The whole world was still. Then came a voice, Anochi Adonai Elohecha, I am the Lord your God. According to this midrash, revelation is blank. Chavruta. The world stopped. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, got some answers? Okay. Here we go. Let's scan the room this way. Yes, who's got, according to the Midrash, overwhelming, right? Even nature was overwhelmed and quiet. Spectacular, awesome, right? It defeated nature for just this very moment. You know how awesome nature is? Right? The Torah was even more awesome in this moment. The birds stopped chirping. Oh, good. So it was the calm before the storm. Right, this was a moment of deep concentration, anticipation, right? Anticipatory. Right, this was a moment where the world needed to be silent in order to hear and comprehend the power. What's that? Identity. How so? Oh, I'm the Lord your God. Yes. So right, you needed to be quiet until the world. That's interesting. The world needed to listen to God, introducing God's self. Yeah, it needed to be quiet. What a beautiful, okay, turn the page. Now for our final midrash, and then some interpretations on the midrash, if we have time. How much more time do we have? 7 minutes, okay, perfect. Okay, so it's a classic midrash. They've all been classic midrashim, but this is a classic midrash that comes with problems. It's a problematic midrash. And you'll soon see why. Kafa alehem et ahar kigigit. So The Midrash says that God held the mountain over the children of Israel like a barrel. God took the mountain, if you can imagine, God doesn't have hands, but I was about to do that, yeah, and put the mountain over the children of Israel on top of their heads, kafa, like a kippah, kafa alehem et har kegigid, like a barrel. Ve'amar lahem, he said, Im atem mekablim et Torah mutav. If you accept the Torah, good. If not, here shall be your burial. Sham tehei kvuratchem. Right? And so that's a little bit strange, right? So God threatens the Israelites and says, this is your moment of truth. Either accept the Torah and we move on, or it all ends here. Right? And so that's problematic for several reasons. Why is that problematic? Coercion, right? So that's what I have here. Was it coercion or not coercion? Right. So it seems to be coercive. And you can't really, lawyers in the room, a deal can't be made with coercion, right? Is that true? Under duress, thank you. This is this definition of duress, right? With duress. What's that? Go on, say it again. Oh, it's a blessing. Oh, it's interesting. Okay, so one answer, you're giving an answer to the question. You're resolving the issue. It's the truth, right? And the truth sometimes can hurt. Yes, like a bang on the head. Yeah. Okay, good. It could be read as poetic. Maybe it doesn't say, I will kill you. It says, here will be your burial place. So it's poetic language that's open to interpretation. Beautiful. All right, so our commentators comment on this midrash, and we'll just look at a few of them. And the question is, was it coercive or was it not coercive? Some are going to say, no, it wasn't coercive at all. It was something else. Some say, no, it was coercive, but it was okay that it was coercive. Here's the Maharal MiPrague. This was not coercion. So he comes out and says it right away in the sense of force or threat, but a spiritual overpowering. There you go. Right? So it was a spiritual overpowering, right? And when we talk about this kind of power and spirit, right, we're talking about playing with fire. The divine revelation was so immense that the people had no genuine free will at that moment. It was coercive. But it was coercive in the best sense of the word. Okay, is that possible? That they had no choice but to accept it. That's what it means. It's a poetic midrash. It means this was a no-brainer in the eternal sense of that word, in the ultimate sense of that word. This was a okay. Thumbs up or thumbs down on that midrash, on that interpretation? Thumbs up. Some people okay. Thumbs down. Yeah. Thumbs up. Okay, we're okay with that. So it was not coercive. This is just describing what a no-brainer it was for the people of Israel to accept this beautiful Torah. Good. You're good. The Torah keeps us alive, right? This was a moment where this was a life and death moment for us, for the future. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to number 3, Siftei Kohen. Ulai hayu mekablim bepeh velo belev. Maybe they would have verbally accepted it, but not wholeheartedly. If God were to say, do you accept my Torah? They'd say, yeah, sure, we accept the Torah. Therefore, God had to compel them to guarantee sincere acceptance. Right? There needed to be some motivation, shall we say, for them to accept the Torah with a full heart. And this sort of shocked them into, was God going to do it? No, but it needed to be some shock, some wake up. This is a real question that you need to answer from your kishkas, not just from your lips. Okay, not bad. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down. There you go, right. That's our barrel over our heads. All right, beautiful. Right, is it the stick or the carrot? Right, exactly right. Yes. A little louder, yeah. Yes. Forced, coercive, right? Half-hearted. I hear you. That's a good question. All right, good. So Sfat Emet, number 5. Kafa alehem et ahar, remez lechupa. How about that? That's for a poetic stretch, right? So this hints to a chuppah. When you think about a barrel over the head, says the Sfat Emet, maybe you could think about it as a chuppah, as a beautiful wedding canopy, right? The union between God and Israel. The image is one of intimacy and sanctity, but certainly not a threat. And when one sanctifies oneself to another person, when one accepts upon them the responsibilities of intimacy, right? That comes with some serious commitment, right? And so this was a moment where they stood under the chuppah with God and said, "I'm with you to the end," right? And so Sfat Emet stretches the image a little bit and says, no, it wasn't really a barrel. It was sort of like a barrel chuppah, a barrel-shaped chuppah, right? And this was a moment of intimacy and beauty, but certainly not coercion. And if there was any coercion, it was the kind of coercion that you experience in an intense relationship, where you have responsibility for one another and you step up out of love, but never out of coercion. Rabbi Eliezer Berkovitz, the last one, faith born in crisis matures over time. Faith born in crisis matures over time. This was a relationship in its infancy. And yes, there may have been some coercion at the time, maybe some harshness, but over time, this kind of relationship matures. At Sinai, Israel had little choice. It's true, says Rabbi Eliezer Berkovitz, that it was a little coercive at the beginning of the relationship, but real free commitment unfolds over generations of conscious choice. And how beautiful it is that we're here, right? Back in the day, we didn't really have much of a choice, right? But now, after generations and decades and millennia, here we are as free people with free choice and free will, reaffirming our commitment to the Torah and hearkening back to that moment of revelation. And so may this moment of learning, of understanding classic midrashim, of engaging in Torah through Chavruta and through learning from our rabbis and our cantors, may this all remind us of revelation and help us re-experience revelation in our day. Thank you.